So I realized that the notes were missing a tan sum or difference identity, so I thought I'd throw one in here. You can go the other way too, where you have to go from like, I don't know, the tan of 15 degrees and use a difference identity to find it exactly, but it's hard, it's full of compound fractions, so you can do that optionally. But something you should be able to do is recognize a tan sum or difference identity. So if you look at this one, we've got the tan of 35 minus the tan of 12 over 1 plus the tan of 35 times the tan of 12. You're going to recognize this format as one of your sum or difference identities. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your formula sheet, which I now have up here magically, and you're going to look on here at your sum and difference identities. So what I want you to recognize is that on here we've got tan. So we've got the tan of u plus v equal to the tan of u plus the tan of v all over 1 minus the tan of u times the tan of v. So in other words, if you're using a tan sum identity, it's the top signs. So you'll have a plus on the top and you'll have a minus on the bottom. If you're using a tan difference identity, it would be a minus here and then a minus on the top and a plus on the bottom. So what we now do is we look over here. So I'm just going to erase those circles. So we look over here and we're like, okay, we've got the tan of 35 minus the tan of 12. So when I look at the signs, I'm looking at the tan of, sorry, I'm circling the wrong thing. You've got the tan of 35 minus the tan of 12, which means you have a minus on the top, which means there has to be a plus on the bottom, which there is. And that means we're using the tan difference identity. So going back over here, now what we would do is we would know that this is the tan of u, being our 35 degrees, minus the tan, or minus v, which is our 12 degrees. So this was a tan difference identity. Now we'd simplify. We get the tan of 35 minus 12, which is 23 degrees. Now every single one we did before this, so these two examples, they came out to things that we could evaluate with exact solutions. But you'll notice this question just says evaluate. So if it doesn't say using exact solutions, you should when you can, but if you can't, then you're going to have to touch a calculator. So what we do is we look at 23 degrees. We're like, well, that's definitely not a 30, a 45, or a 60. So we're just going to plug it in. So make sure that your calculator is in degrees, and then you plug in the tan of 23, and then generally they give every answer to 4 decimal places. So this would be 0.4245 as the answer. All right, hopefully that makes sense.